Hey everybody, Aaron Blaise here. It is Friday, October 23rd, and we're going to do some animation today. We're going to have some fun.
Woohoo!
We always have fun, don't we?
Oh, yeah.
Yes. But anyway. I'm so glad you guys are here. The last few days, this week actually, I've been doing some, creating a new character for some animation that I want to do on YouTube. And I'm basing the character on my bulldog that I had, that Dustin and I and our whole family had back through the late 90s into the mid section of 2000s. So I think we lost Violet. See, we had her for about 12 years. Violet was our English bulldog, and I'll talk more about her in just a minute. But we had her, I think, for 11 years, 12 years
at least.
We had her from 12 weeks old on till she passed away, and she was just an amazing dog. And but I'm going to talk more about that in a little bit. But it's going to be fun. We're going to be doing some animation and reminiscing about Violet. But first thing I want to do, I just got this book in the mail. The Ghost of the Gulag. Here it is right here. And Ghost of the Gulag. It's a graphic novel by my friend David Derrick. And if you want to go ahead and pull up the slide, there it is. This is a graphic novel by my friend David Derrick, and it's about first of all, one of the things I love about David is his love of drawing animals. And so he has created 2 volumes of Ghost of the Gulag, and it's about a Siberian tiger that's been blinded, and it's kind of the drama that he goes through, and kind of this drama, and he has a raven friend, and it's a drama that he gets caught up in the Siberian forest between the wild boar, the clan of the wild boar, and the wolf tribes. And it's just a really cool story. Beautiful artwork. Let me see if I can pull in a little bit so you can see a little bit. Oh, it's a little out of focus. There we go. And I know the color on the camera isn't great, but I just want you to see just the quality of every panel is just a beautiful piece of art. And I'm really happy I got this graphic novel. Once again, it's by David Derrick. It's called The Ghost of the Gulag. And if you go to ghostofthegulag.com, you can order the volumes there. And actually, you can read the whole thing there too, and then decide if you want to get the hardcover book. And I recommend it. I totally recommend getting the book. It's insanely good. It's really amazing. But anyway, I just wanted to put a shout out to my good friend David Derrick, who's an amazing story artist, and but also just a lover of animals and animal drawing, and he's put together this. I'm actually really envious because of his fortitude to do this. Just the ability to sit down and spend the time and get this done on top of everything else that he's done is just super amazing. And anyway, just wanted to show it to you. Check out Ghost of the Gulag by David Derrick Jr. Go to ghostofthegulag.com and you can get more information there. And also, I want to remind, the sound is great. Good. We've adjusted our sound. So hopefully, say hi, Dustin.
Hang on.
Okay.
I am trying to get the autofocus back. Stop moving.
Oh, I'll stop moving.
There we go.
There we go. All right.
Because you're keeping on going back and forth. And we're using Blackmagic 4K cameras in which they don't have continuous autofocus. You actually have to use the touchscreen to get the autofocus down. And when you're moving your head around, I'm getting the background.
Gotcha.
So.
But real quick, I also want to mention that just the stuff we've got on the website. We've got the Birds of Prey course that is out right now, and it's cranking away. We've got Tony Cipriano's ZBrush course, and actually we're getting ready this weekend. I'll let you in on a little secret. A lot of you guys have been asking about a traditional sculpting course done in clay. Well, we're going to do it for you. We're getting together with Tony Cipriano again this weekend, and we're going to be shooting an entire course of him sculpting the human figure in clay. It's going to be amazing. You guys are going to love it. So look out for that in the next few weeks. We've also got our latest course from Ronnie Williford, who I just saw Ronnie today at the dog park.
Oh, yeah?
We brought our dogs down to the dog park, and he and I, like a couple of old fat men, sat on the bench for an hour as our dogs ran around, and we discussed art.
Well, just walked over to the bench like.
Exactly, and it was great. So look for Ronnie's course, an introduction to drawing, and that's going really well. Also, it's a great course for younger artists or somebody that's never drawn before and you just really don't know where to start. This is a perfect course for that. So go check that out. Also, we've got Tim Hodge and his stuff, all of his how to draw cartoon animals, how to draw cartoon people, and how to draw mythical creatures. And we've also got Lyndon Ruddy and his story course.
Also,
Travis Blaise, my brother, and using Calipeg for iPad. So obviously, we've got a lot of courses out, and I want you guys to go over to creatureartteacher.com and just peruse. We also got great prices, so go check it out. Peruse the site. Yeah, just peruse it. But anyway, so I've got Dustin Blaise here with me, my son. And you'll notice we got new cameras. The cameras are a little funky because these are cinematic cameras that we bought for our videos.
Yep.
They're not exactly perfect for live streaming because the color is meant to be adjusted afterwards. But
Yep.
I like the cinema quality of it, so we're going to be using these from now on.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Diet Coke.
This live stream is sponsored by Diet Coke.
This live stream is sponsored by Diet Coke. No, it's not. It's not sponsored by Diet Coke at all.
Yeah, shout out.
And we've got Nick in Sarasota, and he's going to be putting questions up on the screen for me. And what am I missing? Anything before we dive in?
I don't think so.
So today I thought it would be fun to animate Violet, my dog Violet. Let's go to my down screen. Oh, you got it. Okay.
Yep.
So this is Violet. Oh, listen. Listen. I don't know if you can hear it. Oh, he stopped.
Oh.
My dog Achilles is. Oh, I just woke him up by saying that. He was dreaming. he was in his bed barking at somebody, but he's going. Anyway, this is Violet when she was a puppy. We brought her to the photographer and had little photos taken of her. This is Miss Violet when she was a puppy, and she grew into this big, massive English bulldog. This is a painting I did of her later on in her life, and I just loved her. She was an amazing dog. Really took care of us, the family. She outlived my wife. Passed away first, Dustin's mom. And Violet really took care of me and all of us. And so, when I was going through some of the depression, obviously, that goes with losing a spouse, I'd be laying on the couch at night, not wanting to go to bed really. And she would make sure that every night I would go to bed. She'd bark at me and yell at me. And I'd go up and I'd put her to bed. And then I'd come back down and she'd jump out of bed and come all the way downstairs and start pulling at me to go to bed. So she really took care of me. But she was a funny, fat, all kind of just tons of personality, full of farts. Remember? Oh, Dustin's Yanni.
I'm not tired. I just
I know. I'm just
lack
kidding.
of oxygen. That's all.
But anyway, she was an awesome dog. And so last week I sat down and just started. Actually, this week I just did it all this week. It feels like last week because I've done quite a bit.
Oh, yeah. Last week was the flipping the 2D animation. This
I
week
sat down and started doing some sketches of her. Here's where we started. I just wanted to come up with a nice little cartoon character. So this was. I'll blow this up a little bit. These were some sketches that I did on Monday or Tuesday, and I really started having a great time and just forgot how much I loved drawing bulldogs and just how doggone cute they are. And then these, I wanted to do some really loose gestural type stuff. So that's what these were. I didn't worry about getting really nice fine lines. Just wanted to get gesture just so I could get attitude and have some fun with that. And these are all done just from my head. I wasn't looking at any reference. I did here. I was looking at photos of Violet and other bulldogs I found online. And once I got that shape in my head, all those shapes, then I just started, I got rid of the reference and just started sitting down and started thinking about character. And that's what we have there. And then here I just had some fun. This one I did have to, I pulled up reference of a greyhound and drew this greyhound, which to me is just the complete opposite build of a bulldog. You know, you got that graceful, slender, beautiful S curve through the dog, and then you've got a basically a loaf of bread. Violet, that's all she is. And that's how she ate too. She was just a slob, and then as soon as she finished, she'd plop down right next to me and just fart away. So she was hilarious.
And her fart would stink so bad that even she would leave the room.
Well, there is when I had a lot of people bringing food over after we lost your mom.
Yeah.
And I couldn't possibly eat all the food. You couldn't eat all the food. And at one point, I had a whole pot of turkey soup that had gone bad. And so we lived on this hill, and I went. I mean, it was like 2 gallons of it. So I poured it over the wall, and to get rid of it. And brought it back inside, and Violet had found a way. I let her outside, and she had found a way to get behind the wall, and she ate all that turkey.
Oh, no.
She didn't throw up, but I swear to you, I have never smelled anything so bad come out of another human or living being as what came out of Violet for 2 days. It was so, it would make you vomit. It was so bad. And she just didn't even think twice about it. And then I want to get into, you know, even as a puppy, she was just super. Well, obviously puppies are cute, but she was super cute as a puppy, and we had some fun with her then. We got her when she was 12 weeks old, and so I just thought it might be kind of fun to animate some puppy shenanigans with her. So once I got that, then the other day I sat down on TV Paint. And just start moving things around, you know, I like to sit down and do mechanics and figure that kind of stuff out for new characters. And so I decided to do this little trot of her in 3/4, and just wanted to see how floppy and squishy I could get her. And so here's a little trot that I just thought could be a lot of fun. And so as we were sitting here talking today, I was talking to Dustin about what we might want to do for today's stream. He says, why don't you have her get up and kind of scramble, because we had these wood floors, and I remember she would get up and just like run like a cartoon run and just run in place, just be running in place trying to get going. And it might be kind of fun to animate something like that. And so I think that's what I'm going to do. Oh yes, there's a YouTube question. Aaron, are you going to watch Over the Moon today? I'm so glad you brought that up. I wanted to mention that before we started talking. Completely forgot. So happy you brought that
released today?
Yeah, Over the Moon. So my mentor, Glenn Keane, who taught me animation, has finished his first directorial debut for feature films. And he's done Over the Moon, which is being released today on Netflix. It's a beautiful, beautiful film, and we're going to be watching it later on today after we're done with the live stream. But go check that out. It's on Netflix. It's called Over the Moon, directed by Glenn Keane. And one of the cool things is Glenn found a way to get some hand-drawn animation in there. So there's a section of the film where they're talking about the backstory of the woman that lives on the moon. I don't know. I haven't seen the movie yet, but I have seen the clips. And that whole backstory that they talk about is hand-drawn, and it's Glenn's animation. And it's absolutely stunning what he did.
Stunning.
So, stunning. It's absolutely stunning, see? So, new project. Let's go. New project.
By the way, the real quick, the painting of Violet, was that done in
that's watercolor? Yeah, that's watercolor.
Watercolor?
Yep. Watercolor.
Watercolor.
So let's see here. Have I got the right size? I think I do. I like that. That's I like this brush. This is just a regular pencil brush. You can adjust the size. But there's something about this that's just really, this tapered brush that's super satisfying. So I'm just going to start drawing. really quick. Let's do this. Blow this up a touch. And I'm just going to have her laying down. She's laying down. She's got her paws here. We've got her little legs in the background right there.
Cute little Legos.
Her little Legos. Let's get that nose. Yeah, I was telling this on the video that we did on YouTube the other day that, you know, when I was designing Yao for Mulan, I wasn't sure how to do his nose, and he's such a bulldog of a guy. I went home and looked at my bulldog, and I put her muzzle on him. So he's got her nose, and he's got her jaw. So there she is, little Miss Violet, sleeping away.
Are there any questions out there, I wonder?
Yeah, so as I'm drawing, don't be afraid to ask the questions. So I'm drawing, I'm thinking about that flat surface that her head is on, so I want to get a little squish. And those little toes come straight out. The top part of a dog's paw is flat, and it's the round part is underneath where the toes are.
Ooh, you guys doing 24 frames per second cinema feel? Nice.
Yes, we are. Actually, this paw here should come out a little more towards us. There we go. Dan on YouTube asks, is there any type of movement you find particularly difficult to animate or had trouble with when you were starting? No, I think if you sit down, it's all hard. None of it's easy. And if you sit down and take enough time to analyze what it is that you're doing, you can figure it out. It just takes time, and it takes analyzing. You know, there's certain things. You know, Milt Kahl, who was one of the 9 old men, Disney's 9 old men that animated from the 30s and 40s, well, from the 40s on up into when he passed away for Disney. You know, one of the things he did, and I've been trying to do a little bit more in my animation, he did a lot with the head, little head shakes and wobbles and all kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
And that tends to be a little bit difficult to animate, but if you can get it in there, it really adds a lot of life to your animation.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah, earlier today, I saw a video.
Yeah, it was all the head nods of Milt Kahl.
Well, it wasn't that, but it was talking about animating a character, like bring him to life.
Yeah.
And the subject that the person used was Madame Medusa from The Rescuers.
Oh my God, she was amazing.
And and Milt Kahl animated Madame Medusa, and they talked about specifically like how she pronounced all of her words and all the head bobbing and all that.
Yep. It's true.
Because he did not only Medusa, but also Snoops, what's his name? And the 2 gators, right?
Yep. Well, I don't know if he did all of that, but I'm sure.
But he did Snoops, because I know he did some head bobbing too here and there.
YouTube question: what made you want to work with animation? I kind of fell into animation. I wanted to be an illustrator, but I needed a job because I wanted to work for National Geographic, but they weren't hiring staff illustrators, and so I just out of necessity of finding a job, I applied at Disney for an internship, and I ended up getting the internship and fell in love with animation after that, and that's how I ended up doing that. So here I'm going to have her looking up. Get that big fat neck.
My question is, how can you find your art style? I try to I tried to mix everything that I saw, but it is not worked.
Your art style, don't try to find your art style. That's my first piece of advice. Your art style will evolve. Let it evolve.
It will evolve naturally.
Yes. Just let it happen. It doesn't feel like it is, but trust me, it is.
Will there be any more animation courses soon?
Oh yeah. We'll probably do something out of this. One of the things I love about this character is her squishiness. See her looking up. Huh? She's so... I've got her so much in my head that I really don't have... I'm not struggling with animating her. Which is a really nice kind of feel. There we go. This comes up. Let me clean this out. I'm going to keep this all very loose. YouTube, is the software using as of right now good for beginning animators? It is. I think it is. This is TV Paint, and I love this software, and I think it's great to learn on if you want to. If you know, it's the kind of software where you can learn on it, but then you never have to change because it's good for doing professional grade work as well. You know, the movie Wolf Walkers, which is coming out on Apple TV in December, made by Cartoon Saloon, directed by Tom Moore. They did the whole movie in TV Paint.
Yeah, I've seen the trailers for that movie. It looks so good.
Doesn't it look good?
Yeah. This is a shame that it's only on Apple TV.
Well, it's gonna be in theaters. It's going into theaters November 13th.
Ah, perfect.
There we go. So there she is. She looks up. And what I really love to do is do that stretch. Twitch question. My bulldog... Oh, wait a minute. YouTube question. When you decided to look for a dog, had you always had French bulldog in mind, or did you just know when you first saw her? Well, first of all, she's not a French bulldog. She's an English bulldog. French bulldogs are smaller. English bulldogs are bigger and stockier. She was a big girl. And no, I wanted one for a while, and so we decided to look around. There was a breeder in town, and we went to the breeder and just fell in love with her. They had puppies, and we got her. So I'm going to do a little in between of her sitting up. I want her to come up really fast.
Is TV Paint one-time payment or subscription based?
It's one-time payment. It's not cheap, but it's really worth it. Twitch question. My bulldog is really stubborn. Was Miss Violet hard to manage? She could be stubborn, yeah, but she wasn't that bad. She wasn't too bad.
She wasn't like her niece Rose.
Yeah, we ended up getting her niece as well, and her niece was kind of crazy, and we couldn't keep her because she just went nuts. She went after the neighbors, and we tried everything to keep her calm, but her niece was really kind of crazy.
Yeah, like Violet got to the point with us where like we would take her on a leash, but she wouldn't really go anywhere, so we took the leash off and she would stay in the yard.
Yeah.
But Rose, the moment you open the door, she's out the
she'd be out the door, but going after the neighbors.
Yeah, she would go off the property and onto
if anyone's walking nearby, she'd attack them. So here she is, just hopping up really quick. I want to drag those jowls.
Is drawing her bringing back all the good memories of her? I tried drawing my dog who sadly passed, and I couldn't finish it. Do you feel sad, or are you okay?
Oh yeah, no, I'm okay. I have great memories of her. Plus, it's been she passed away 10 years ago, so it's a little. I've gotten, I've been able to deal with it.
Do you feel having a sculptor's background could help or hinder a newcomer to animation?
I think it can help. It helps you think in 3D. I think having a sculptor's background definitely can help you. Because we all, as animators, we think in 3 dimensions. And when I'm drawing, I'm always thinking of them as sculptures.
Do you know what the difference is between pro version and standard version of TV Paint?
It's really just about creating a pipeline. If you're just getting TV Paint for yourself, you don't need the pro version. And you're not losing anything out of it.
And is there like a free trial? This is my own question. Is there like a free trial version of TV Paint?
That I'm not sure. Nick would know if there's a free trial. I think there might be. But there's definitely student discounts. Definitely student discounts. Is animation harder to pick projects to do since it's time consuming? Yes. Yeah, you got to be prepared to put some time in, right? I mean, I've been sitting here talking for 20 minutes and I managed to create 1/8 of a second.
Have you seen the teaser trailer for Raya and the Last Dragon?
Yes. It looks interesting.
How mindful are you with follow-through or secondary animation when setting your keyframes? Do you use separate layers?
No, I don't use separate layers, and I'm very mindful of it. I try to see it all right away.
Is Krita a good software to use for completing the animation course you offer?
I don't know. I think it is. But I don't know much about it. I've never used it. But my animation course really is not software dependent, so I'm assuming it would be fine.
I was going to school.
My animation course really just covers, the fundamentals of animation. So you can follow along using paper, or you can follow along, using different softwares. Sorry, go ahead, Dustin.
No worries. I was going to school for animation, but struggled with Maya. Unfortunately, I got discouraged. Is there an easier program to work with?
Nope. And you can't get discouraged. Animation in general is hard. If you're getting discouraged just because of Maya, you're going to get discouraged with animation itself because it's, animation is not easy. You can't give up on that kind of stuff. Life is hard. Animation's hard. No, there's really not that I know of right now, unless someone else out there has an opinion on it. I don't know of any software that's, there's different software, but I don't know of anything that's easier.
You know, I think that person needs more cowbell.
Yeah. You gotta not give up. Life is hard. Don't give up. When I was learning hand-drawn animation, I struggled. I was used to being able to draw and not have any problem with it, but I struggled with it. But I didn't let it beat me. There, see that? It's coming up. I turn this off. Bloop. You get a little stretch. Mm-hmm. How would you approach her coming to a standing position from lying down? I imagine it would be complicated to animate her getting her short legs under her bigger frame. Well, that's exactly what, they do it in real life, right? So you got to figure out what is it that she does. A lot of it is rocking back and forth and getting that weight under, and then lifting up. And that's what we're going to do. Except I'm going to do a kind of a cartoon scramble. I'm not sure we'll have enough time to do it all. I'm going to try to draw as quickly and scribbly as I can and see if we can get something out in the next couple of hours.
Have you ever received harsh criticism for your work? And if you did, how did you overcome that?
I don't take anything to heart. Yeah, I've had harsh criticism many times, but I know I'm a decent artist. I know and you take it as a learning lesson. And sometimes the person, not sometimes, most of the time, the person giving me the criticism knows what the heck they're talking about. So I don't take harsh criticism at all. As a negative. You just listen to what they have to say. They're definitely coming from, there's something that's bugging them. And so you listen to what that person has to say, and then roll with it.
Are you looking forward to the second season of The Mandalorian?
Nope. I am not. I'm one of the few guys out there that doesn't like The Mandalorian. I'm not a big fan of it. I'm a big fan of Star Wars, and I love the art of The Mandalorian. I just feel like the storytelling is a little bit thin. I wish there was more to it. Just my opinion.
Hopefully they'll bring more in the second season. But I do like the type of production they've been doing.
Oh yeah, and you're a big fan of the way they do it.
Oh yeah.
So you can see what I'm doing is having everything just kind of settle in. See that? It all just settles in. YouTube question. When using TV Paint for short films, do you composite directly using TV Paint, or do you use another software like Adobe Premiere or After Effects? Both. I mostly, only because I'm not sure how to do all of it in TV Paint, I'll mostly composite in Premiere. But we'll do it in TV Paint as well. We're going to force ourselves to learn as we do more stuff regarding Snow Bear, our animated short we've been working on forever.
Snow Bear.
Snow Bear?
Snow Bear.
How about some aspirin?
Which one of you kids wants some aspirin? Hi there, Aaron and Dustin. Hi.
Hello.
Hope you guys are well.
I'm pretty good. I don't know about Dustin.
I'm hanging in there, could you explain how you used to test a full scene when you were drawing on paper traditionally? I can imagine how fanning 4 or 5 sheets at a time between your fingers would work, but when you want to test a larger scene, what is the process of that stage?
You got to shoot it. You got to put it in front of a camera, put it down, and shoot it one drawing at a time. That's how we did it. It was very time consuming. All of us had little cameras set up in our offices. Not in the beginning, we didn't. Not during like Beauty and the Beast and Rescuers Down Under and all that. We had to go out into the main floor and shoot everything there. But it did get to the point where we had cameras set up in our offices, and it would take a photo and digitize it, and you could play it back on our computers.
So that was basically your age of rendering.
Yeah.
Back then.
Yeah, exactly. So here he is. Whoop. And if I really wanted to spend some time, I would have everything kind of flop up in the air. So one thing we can do here, just looks up, or what we can do is go beyond. Watch this.
Even further beyond.
We'll go beyond. So now, because, oh, let me do this. So here, she's coming up. I think here what I'm going to do is bring her just up a bit higher. Bring everything up beyond the pose. Including the ears.
Hey, Aaron.
Hello.
You've been putting up several character painting pieces recently, like the dude uh, carving the wood, etc. Uh, do you have a new course coming related to that?
No, but we have a new. Nick and I are involved with a project. It's a choose your own adventure mystery kind of role playing game,
Oh.
and we are illustrating it, or I'm illustrating it, for our good friend Mike Kanata, and um, and that's what we're working on right now. Sorry, I'm kind of trailing off as I hit my. There we go.
With the grain.
With
the
the grain.
I see.
So what I'm doing is having everything kind of pop up.
That's why ever since I made that connection of that scene, I watch it now every time, and I laugh my butt off every time.
See, I want everything to kind of pop up, except here. I want the jaw to.
Is it a board game or more D&D style? The project that you're currently on.
It's it's kind of like it's like choose your own adventure kind of thing. You make decisions on which way to go. I don't know if it's a role playing. I don't think you have. Nick can fill me in. I'm trying to remember how we played it, but it's kind of a mixture of you know, when you used to read those books as a kid, the choose your own adventure kind of stuff. But it's also a mystery that you have to solve, and it's called The Seeker.
The Seeker.
Twitch question: do you use tilt rotation functionality of the pen? No, not really.
Have you considered hiring someone who can do compositing on Snow Bear and After Effects?
Nope, not yet. We haven't found a need for it yet.
Still in the early stages.
That's why I've got Nick. Nick's great at figuring that stuff out.
Nick, Birch.
We're all going to work on it together, figure it all out. So everything kind of pops up into place, goes a little bit beyond. So now what I'm going to do is settle them in, and everything kind of overlaps. Settle her in, I should say. How would you approach her coming to a standing position? Oh, I covered that already. I see there is some awesome follow through with the ear here. Do you find it easier to do follow through on the pose to straight on pose to pose or straight ahead? I do it both ways. It just depends on the method that I'm using. If I'm doing straight ahead, then I add the overlap in there. If I'm doing pose to pose, I just remember that the overlap has to happen, so I make sure that I get it into the in-betweens.
I'm in a weird situation.
That's weird.
That is weird. I have stories in my head, but I can't decide the medium. All of them are interesting to me. I cannot decide between novel, comic, or video game formats. Cinema is not available for me because budget. Anything you can say to help me make this kind of decision?
Just write them down. Don't worry about get the stories out of your head and onto paper. And then once you have them out, they should kind of talk to you. And you can decide what you want to do with them then. But the most important thing is to get them out. Don't worry about the medium.
I know we mentioned that TV Paint's a one-time purchase, but do you remember how much the cost is for
No,
that
just
one?
go to the website, TV Paint. It's Nick can pull up the website.
Checking it. No. TV Paint animation standard.
I can do partials at this point too. Partials are when, you know, the rest of the body doesn't really move. Like this to me is a partial. I can come in and just kind of, what I'm doing is just getting that head to settle in. Oh, look at that. Those ears just kind of flop into place, along with the jowls. Just a little movement. You just go a little beyond, and you can get a little settling of that head. We haven't even gotten to her hopping up yet, but I figured I'd get her doing this.
Is this a pose to pose, and how do you draw its X sheet?
Well, right now I'm just doing, I am just doing pose to pose right now, but I'm going to be doing straight ahead in just a minute. And the X sheet, once I figure out the timing, I'll figure out the timing in the timeline down below. And then I wouldn't need to do an X sheet for this because I'm doing it for myself. But if I were to do an X sheet, I would show you. Like right now, all this stuff is kind of straight ahead, even though it's pose to pose. The animation, the secondary animation that I'm creating here is pose to pose, is straight ahead. And this is all partial.
Have you used Calipeg yourself, like your brother?
Only once. I use TV Paint all the time, so. So here, I have her settling in right here. YouTube question. Hello, it boggles my mind. So how would you do lip sync with paper without being able to rewind, scrub the timeline to hear the audio? Well, we would get it on audio tape, like cassette tape, and we would play it back and listen to it and get the kind of basically get it in our heads, and then we would start animating to it. The words were read. We had people in editorial called dialogue readers, and so they would take that dialogue and they would write it out on the exposure sheet. The exposure sheet had all the different frames from the shot that we were animating laid out, and then they would indicate where the dialogue was hitting on what frame, and so then all we had to do was create the mouse shapes to match. It wasn't too hard.
What is an X sheet?
An X sheet X is short for exposure sheet, and the exposure sheet. The job of the exposure sheet is to indicate how many frames and where each drawing is exposed. Can you move TV Paint a little to the right? Yes. Oh, gotcha. I guess my picture is covering up.
Just
There we go. There we go. Go right there. I'll have to scoot over now.
Scoot over.
Tell that story.
How about no?
No.
I don't think that it's an appropriate story. I'm all light your questions.
So here I'm just finishing up. This is, we would still have more in betweens in here, but we don't have to draw them all. Not at this stage. This is our rough stage. Forgot the dew claw in there.
Oh my.
There we go. Twitch question. Aaron, have you ever done any work in animated television? What was the experience like if you did? I did very little. I did way back in the day, like 30 years ago. I did work on some Disney television cartoons called Marsupilami. And I don't know if any of you would even know who Marsupilami is anymore. But let's do this. Leave this on for 8, 2, 1, 2. Oh, actually, maybe leave that on for 1. See what happens. Just figuring out the timing on the. What? Shoot. Figuring out the timing on these. Two.
Dustin, is there any scene or character in a family-friendly movie, Disney, etc., that scared you as a kid?
4.
I think the one that scared me the most was the villain from Fern Gully, the Toxic Love.
Oh yeah,
Toxic Love.
That was what's his name? Tim Curry.
Tim Curry, yeah. I can't remember what his character's name was, but
The Nexus, wasn't it Nexus? No.
Nexus. Sounds.
Yeah,
sounds
the
about
Nexus.
Right.
Yeah, I think that was it.
But I think there also there's a few.
So this is when you hear dinner's ready. What? What? Huh? Huh?
That's where that's when she hears the kibble bag.
Yeah, here's the kibble bag. Mateo on YouTube asks, "Hey Aaron, I always work in digital. I want to approach traditional painting. Which medium do you suggest to start with? Which supplies I have to buy to start? Thank you." I would start with either gouache or acrylic, only because they're very forgiving, and you can paint light over dark or dark over light. When you start getting into other mediums like watercolor is very, very medium specific. There's certain ways you have to do it, and it can be really difficult and easy to make mud. And then oil obviously is really expensive, and if you've never painted in traditional mediums before, it can really get messy. And one of the great things about acrylic or gouache is how quickly they dry. And of the two, I would probably pick acrylic because it's just, like I said, a very forgiving medium. You can paint right over the top of it and just continue to build up layers.
Webcam?
Yep. Sorry, I was talking to I'm talking to this one. I forgot I'm over here.
Force of habit. I mean, you've only been using the webcam for how long? Three years?
Yeah, I know. So anyway, so now we have her getting and looking up, going, huh?
Huh?
What?
And the character's name was Hexus, not Nexus.
Hexus. That's it. Hexus.
Thank you, Kendra, for correcting us.
Okay, so now we got Violet looking up. We got that stretch. And what's nice about stuff like this is you can see how fast it moves. Let me turn this off. But I want you to see how much distortion we can get. You know, see that distortion in that face, and then it settles in. What? But you can see, you know, I don't like to just hit a pose and slow into it. I like to go, especially with a fast movement like this, kind of go beyond that pose and then settle back. That's kind of what would happen in nature. So you have overlap on different parts like the cheek, the ears, the flappy jowls. You get a little bit of overlap there. And I would probably go in and fine tune it a little bit. But I think what's there is workable. YouTube question: is there a specific in-betweener you worked with that you'd say did the best work on your animation in the past? I've had several in-betweeners. I had great assistants. Tracy Lee was an assistant that I had. He and I got to know each other and became great friends. And he just knew my drawing style, and we just really melded together. And so Tracy and I were really really close in that regard. And then Phil Boyd was another assistant. He was the head of our cleanup department that followed up on a lot of my work. And he's just a brilliant artist. And Tracy and Phil both are just really brilliant artists. And so we made a good team. YouTube question. Aaron, have you seen One Punch Man? It's very neat style to it. I have not seen that.
It's a really fun anime.
So you'll see that the body pops on and off. I don't worry about that kind of stuff at this stage because the body's not moving that much. That's why I don't finish it. But now we're going to get into the really fun stuff. She's got to get up and start scrambling. So we're going to I'm just going to start scribbling and see what we can get. Here we go.
Nowadays, everything is online, but would you be teaching in person anytime soon?
Not anytime soon, just because of COVID.
Of course.
But we will, again, at some point. You're going to really see some distortion now.
From your courses, I get that you're squashing, stretching, turning volumes in space, but your drawing retains so much appeal on each frame. Can you describe how you choose the contours you draw versus the ones you imply while maintaining appeal?
That's a hard question to answer. It comes down to feel, and I think about that form. And I do, but I am thinking about appeal at the same time. So I don't want to lose that. And so it really just comes down to trying to maintain that. So here I'm getting a really long, almost like a wipe with the eye. See there? And I'm going to get a really strong distortion. It's going to distort a lot right here. The ears are going to stay basically right there, while the other ear flaps this way.
And Ferngully, Kendra says that she thinks that that was Robin Williams' first voice act movie that he worked on.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm sure it was.
Did you work on that first, or did you work on Aladdin first?
Well, no. Actually, what was the one? Oh, sure. Blame the bat. Oh, that wasn't him.
Sure. No, that wasn't him. That was in Anastasia.
That was Hank Azaria.
Yeah, sure. Blame the bat. What the heck? We're easy targets. Yeah. No, but Robin Williams was the bat in Ferngully.
Yes, that's right. Like Ferngully, I thought was like 1991-ish too. I can't remember.
And I think, can you make your eight?
I'm going to have her start to lift her leg up. First. And right now, this is pure straight ahead. I really don't know where I'm going. I mean, I kind of know where I'm going with it. I'm not sure how I'm going to get there. I want her to get up and start scrambling. And so I'm just kind of feeling my way through it.
1992. Ferngully was 1992.
I'm going to have her pick her leg up. Kick the other one out. So she's getting ready to hop up. belly in here. It's going to look kind of weird. We'll just go to the next one. I'm just going to go straight ahead. So, Twitch question. I noticed that you do a black sketch instead of a red sketch. Have you done red sketches in the animation? Oh, yeah. I used to do it in red, and then I would tie it down in black. But right now, I'm just doing everything kind of scribbly in black, just going straight ahead.
Oh, yeah, sure. Well, you went, oh, yeah. Sound like you went, oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, sure. Can I hear your explanation on ones, twos, and threes? I've kind of struggled trying to understand what they mean.
All right. Well, it's all ones, twos, and threes is just the number of frames that you're holding each drawing. So if a drawing is on ones, it's just being held for one frame. And if it's on twos, it's being held for 2 frames, and threes, it's being held for 3 frames, and so on. So that's all that is. And you vary it, according to kind of the pacing that you want to get in the animation. And these are going to look really weird as I draw through here. I got to get her up and kind of scrambling.
Aaron, is there any chance of you animating Miss Violet's farting?
No. No, I'm sure I will at some point.
When creating convincing movement, and you need to put in distortion like a wipe or a smear, how do you know when to draw that or how to draw it so it doesn't look too funky?
With wipes and smears, that's some of the easiest stuff you can do because it just needs to stay within the arcs that you're creating. Make sure that you've got great arcs. And just keep track of that. Okay, I'm going to go quiet here for a second as I try to figure out this. You got to get her legs underneath. This is where it starts getting funky.
Funky.
All right, I'm going to jump ahead.
What are all your questions?
Okay, I gotta think about this here.
Yeah, rain's been scattering everywhere on the radar today.
Oh, it was crazy yesterday.
Oh yeah, I know.
Pulling those eyes down, those brows. Our back to school sale ends November 1st. It's a little over a week away. So if you're a student or a teacher, you can get 50% off of our annual or streaming membership plans. Go to creatureartteacher.com for more info.
More info.
That's important. So here I want to get a nice stretch. She's pushing off. So I'm just jumping ahead a little bit. Pushing off.
Ready for another question?
Sure.
Any books or resources, advice on understanding values better? I am having trouble translating colors into values.
Well, we've got a great course from Ronnie on color and value. Plus, I've got a course on lighting where I talk about color and value. I don't really have any books that I can recommend, but we do have stuff on the site. Not to just sound like I'm just pushing stuff on the site, but we do have stuff there for that. So I would say check out my lighting course. So here I have her pushing up.
Is technology making creators too obsessed with realism?
No. I think technology is kind of helping us. I think we're being able to create things that we were never able to create before.
When is the request date coming up for one of your live streams?
Hold on. What's that now?
What is the request date coming up for one of your live streams?
When is the request date coming up for one?
Yeah, just asking when's the next time we're going to have a request date, because we haven't done one in a while.
I don't know. There you go.
There you go.
Okay, there you go. I don't know.
I don't know. There
Soon.
you go. Oh yeah, it's all
So
coming
there
together.
she's pushing up, pushing up. I've got to feel this action that I have her coming up. Trying to figure out what I'm going to do with those back legs, if I want to keep them shooting out like that. I'm just going to move forward. Let's just move forward and see what we can do. Twitch comment: Tracy did in-betweens and Phil did cleanups. So you had Tracy the filler and Phil the tracer? No. No, Tracy was both Phil and Tracy were assistants. They did keys. Everything is considered cleanup. Anything that's redrawn after the roughs is considered cleanup. So in-betweens, keys, breakdowns, those are all cleanups. In-betweens are the drawings that go in between the breakdowns. The breakdowns go in between the keys.
Have you used the animation portion of the iPad app Procreate? If so, what are your thoughts?
Yes, I have. I enjoy it. It's nice and simple. Yes, I like it a lot. Want to get her mouth open?
Hey, Aaron.
Hey.
Have you watched Primal, created by Gendy Tartakovsky? It's pretty cool.
I think I have. I'm trying to remember. That's if it's the right thing I'm thinking of.
I think it's got that similar like Samurai Jack kind of.
Oh, then that's something different.
The artwork. I think. Yeah, like here's a quick shot of. I don't know if you can see behind the tripod.
No, I have not seen that. That's something different than what I was thinking. So what I'm trying to do is get her to jump up. We're going to get the feet coming around like so. all straight ahead. I'm just kind of I don't want to, I'm not getting every drawing as I go straight ahead. I want her to slide. I'm going to really stretch areas here too.
How much do you think you learned as an in-betweener?
I learned a ton.
If you were starting today and don't have access to that hands-on exposure, do you think it would slow or hinder your learning?
Well, I think it would slow it. I mean, I was learning from the best animators in the world, so obviously I had an advantage. Even with YouTube, you still got to kind of figure it out yourself, but the information's still there. We never had this kind of access back then, but it's definitely there we go. I know where to go with that. I'll bring that foot right up here. The gut comes in here. So his legs are kind of kicking around. There, I can feel it now. It takes me a little while to get kick-started, so I can feel where everything's supposed to go. He's jumping up.
I went to a bookstore and found a character design book made by somebody named Tom Bancroft, who worked at Disney. Do you know him?
I know Tom Bancroft very well. Yes. Yep. Tom Bancroft and I worked together for years and years at Disney. He was the lead animator of Mushu, the creator of Mushu.
As a learning suggestion, maybe you could offer poses and model sheets for people to in between.
That's actually a great idea. Yeah. So I'm just gonna get these eyes down here. I love doing straight ahead because, like I said, it's all kind of a mystery where you're going to end up. You try to keep some kind of semblance of control, but the animation just kind of goes where it wants to go, and you're just kind of the puppeteer. It's really a lot of fun. This is where you end up with problems like things growing. See, so she looks up, and then whoa. Now, one thing I would want to do is have her anticipate this big movement first. So I'll probably do that. So she looks up, and whoa, and now she's jumping up. You can see how crazy her body goes. Those back legs kicking. For acting in big movements, do you rough big shapes and circles, or do you keep it on the model? I try to keep big shapes and circles in the model. So here, whenever I'm drawing animals, I'm thinking about the head, and then I think about that neck, and then I think about the shoulders. But I try to think of it all as working together in a gestural shape. Here, I got to make sure I don't get her too stretched out. You can see she's growing. I want to make sure I keep... I have her a little stretched because I want it to do that. I want it to stretch, but I don't want it to feel like she's growing. So I got to make sure that I've got everything working the right way. Get a little weird looking paw there as she brings it up. Want her to really lead with that head. We're getting this kind of funky shape through here. There's that back foot. See, I want her to feel like she's kind of all in a knot at first.
Hey, Aaron, what do you think about tracing?
Tracing?
Tracing.
Okay. Tracing's fine. Tracing in regards to what? I mean, tracing is just tracing. There's nothing wrong with tracing. I'm actually going to bring her head back just a touch. See that?
Yeah.
Okay, so now I'm going to try to get her back to a normal kind of shape. She's a chunky monkey. I want to make sure that's where we're staying with her. I'm going to bring this other foot over here. This is all very experimental. I don't know where it's going to go. It might look terrible. There we go. I want to get it out here. I want to get this foot way back here. I got to turn my body around. She's going to hit the floor. Whoa! Got to make sure she doesn't get too big. There's her size there. She's growing a little bit there. I'm going to shrink her down just a little bit. Bring her up here. And the one thing I definitely can see to keep consistency is I want to get that a nice belly coming around. So here you can see she's gonna come down hard. YouTube question. Hi, I would love to understand how you were thinking regarding the timing. Could you please add timing chart in the corner and explain what drawing are keys, breakdowns, and in-betweens? At this stage, no, I can't. I'm going straight ahead, so there are no keys. And the timing is, I'm just going to work the timing out afterwards. Right now, I'm working out the drawings that I feel need to be there, and then I'll work out the timing afterwards. So I don't have I don't have in-betweens working right now. Everything is a key drawing. It's all straight ahead. So when you're doing straight ahead animation, there really is no timing chart because you're just following the drawings that are there. Just making sure that I'm getting the overlap working right. I'm trying to figure out where all those body masses are going to go. I can push. The one thing I can do is push that anatomy a little bit. Here, I want to get this up here.
Is there such thing as good and bad ideas, or is there just good ideas and bad executions of an idea?
No, there's bad ideas. Of course there's bad ideas. Absolutely there's bad ideas. Now, I think there's more bad execution than there are bad ideas, because I do think you can make a story, a character, a movie out of almost anything. But I think that there are some ideas where you just go, no. So here I'm going to start bringing her other leg around.
I'm all out your questions.
That's okay. All right. There's a funky drawing, huh? This will really... If I play this... Whoa! Whoa!
Hello.
If I put these on 2s, you might feel them a little more or see them a little more. They shouldn't all be on 2s because it's going to go slow. But you'll start to feel the action. So let's pull this back here. We might not have time to do all of this today. But what I will do, I'm going to pull these back on 1s.
The current time
is I'll make sure that I have it done by the next time we get together. What's that?
The current time is...
we've only been at it for an hour, a little over an hour.
Yeah.
Did you ever do voice work? Your voice sounds awfully familiar. No. I've done scratch dialogue, but that doesn't count.
Yeah, that's pretty much the most I've done besides doing voices for your projects like the "Oh my lion."
Yeah. Oops.
And of course the bear. Just stay back there, bud.
Splat.
Splat?
Squishing her face right out here. I'm definitely making it grow too much. Is stretch sort of like an animator's form of motion blur? It is. Wipes are a little bit more of a version of motion blur, not really stretch. Stretch is just making the reality of what's there a little more dynamic.
Aaron, did you use references for your hippo funk key poses?
Yeah, me. No, I made those up. I did sit down and try to feel it out, but no, I just made that up. I used I got the dances from Will Smith, if that's what you mean.
It says, by the way, the two goats yelling, "Shut up! No, you shut up!" back and forth. um, and then just shut up, like the extra loud one.
Yeah.
Made me laugh until I cried when I watched Brother Bear for the first time as a kid.
Well, we laughed till we cried when we recorded that.
I also remember all the stories of you guys recording Dave Thomas and Rick Moranis.
Oh yeah.
And how you guys just could not stop laughing in the studio.
I couldn't. I got kicked out of the recording booth. Get that foot right under here.
Dustin could work as a stunt double for Arnold Schwarzenegger in a very dark movie scene at night where you just hear the voice. Come with me if you want to live.
Yeah.
Get down! They're trying to kill you. Hey, Gabby's here.
Hey, Gabby.
She says, "Hey, what's up, guys?" They're pretty good. We're just animating our precious English bulldog here.
This drawing's a really funky one. I'm going to see if I can get away with it. I got to get out of it. Did you ever straight ahead any of your Disney scenes? Of course, I did. There's one scene in particular I really liked how it came out, and the whole thing was done straight ahead. It was when the matchmaker. I did Yao and the ancestors in Mulan, but I also helped out with doing the matchmaker and the scene where her dress catches on fire and she's bouncing around the room trying to swat her butt and put the fire out, and she's screaming and spinning around and doing all that. I animated that, and I did it all straight ahead. It was a lot of fun.
I think it's going quite well, don't you?
So now...
Gabby says,
go ahead.
Gabby says that she's on work break and just wanted to say hi and bye. I always seem to miss the streams lately. No, just tell your boss, hey, I have very important dates on Fridays at a certain time. And
yes,
yeah, I'm sure they'll understand.
So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to try to get everything back to somewhat normal. It's interesting what doing straight ahead does. It's controlled chaos. You're trying to let it do what it wants to do, but you have to do it within certain parameters. Otherwise, it can just get away from you, and you just end up drawing gobbledygook.
Gobbledygook?
Gobbledygook. How
do you keep a moving subject in the right place when also animating a camera move?
Oh, you gotta. That's lots of planning right there. You got to plan that out. Wow. Wow.
Wow.
Wow.
Wow. Wow. Woo.
So I got to get her out of the scramble and into, out of the awkward pose and into a pose that's going to get her into the actual scramble. So that's what I'm doing now. I'm working it, reworking it. There we go. I can do it. It's amazing what you can get away with in animation. You can just fake it, because I'm going to jump right to this pose. And as long as all my arcs lead up to this pose, then we're going to be okay.
How about a drooling lick on the lips?
How about no? Because I got to get out of this.
I got to get out of here. You got the car? I need to get out of here. Where's the car?
See, I'm moving this one paw over here. In one drawing, I'm going to have it coming over here. You can do it. We can do it.
Oh, dear.
And now this paw is going to start coming, this leg is going to start coming down. There we go. I'll start getting back to the right size because I think she grew a little bit. I can get this foot to kind of disappear under here.
You are an excellent draftsman? I think draftsman. Do you keep a sketchbook?
I keep lots of sketchbooks.
I think I kind of lost count of how many sketchbooks you have or
Yeah.
had over the years.
I've got a lot.
You usually have a minimum at least 20 laid out around here somewhere.
Yeah.
And on every trip, you always carry at least 2 or 3.
Truth. Yeah, that's going to be that's the right pace right there. So then she'll start scrambling. So we got her, and then she's going to start to scramble. YouTube question, in your opinion, is it bad to have a strong focus in one's art? I draw almost exclusively wildlife portraits because I don't think people are interesting subjects and wonder if I should branch out. Hey, if you enjoy doing wildlife portraits, then draw wildlife portraits. All right. Here we go. I love that squishy shape.
Aaron, do you sometimes use the waste paper bin for crap drawings?
No. Because I don't throw away any of my paper anymore. No, I'll just work it till it works. So here I'm getting a nice little drag like we did in the beginning.
Since you're drawing this as straight aheads, once you go back and figure out the 1s and 2s, that will be the time you add more frames if needed, correct?
Correct. Absolutely correct. Right now I'm just trying to feel the movements.
You got to feel the movement.
You got to feel it, feel it.
I like to move it, move it.
Okay, so we're going to be pushing here. All right. Now I can feel it. Now we're getting somewhere. That paw is going to start to slide. Actually, I'm going to pull it back this way a little bit.
Do you color your own animations, or is it someone else's job to color?
Well, in the feature studio, it's someone else's job to color, but when you're doing your own, of course you do your own coloring. There's our paw again. So we basically just come right back to where we started.
What can you comment on animating a character moving in depth through the Z-axis? I'd love to watch a demonstration of this perspective grid and all.
Yeah, I don't usually use perspective grids. I just do. I feel it, but yeah, I can definitely do a demonstration on that for sure.
You like to feel it.
Yeah.
Feel it, feel it.
Here I'm going to get a big stretch, a big wipe, that foot coming down. Do you have tips to make softer in-betweens movements so they feel more fluid? Yes, those are called slow-ins and slow-outs. So as your in-betweens get tighter and tighter, you just add more and more and more until it slows into a pose and then slows out. Right now, I'm doing everything very extreme. You can see everything's just kind of going crazy. See, she gets up and boom.
It's like getting face planted.
Yeah, well, she is getting face planted. Just straight up.
Getting face planted right in the face.
Getting face planted right in the face. Let's do... I think we're okay.
Think it good?
Well, I'm just looking at her size. I'm wondering if I want to shrink it all up just to give myself a little bit more room to do stuff. But I think it's going to be okay. Oh, it's going to get good. I can feel it. Feel it. Feel it.
I like
feel the vibration. Oh, I want to keep that mouth open. So what I'm doing is you got to feel that the emotion and her excitement, but then you got to keep all of that. You got to keep that inside while you also try to figure out the actual mechanics of it. Animation is so much a left brain. I mean, there is no such thing as left brain, right brain. I mean, not in the context of the way people talk about it. There is left brain and right brain, but when people talk about creativity and analytical and all that kind of stuff, you know, animation as much as any other, more than any other art, I think, is so much a combination of right brain creativity and left brain analytical, you know, trying to figure things out. That's such a bad drawing, but I'm just going to roll with it, because you can always come back and make them better.
Will you ever do a course on more complex animations, such as moving cameras and TV paint, coloring, compositing, and so on?
Hey, it doesn't get more complex than this, pal. Jeez, what do you want?
Jeez, and cruel.
Yeah, we'll do camera moves and that sort of thing for sure. Arms coming around.
What was the inspiration for Miss Violet's name?
We just wanted a sweet name that was completely opposite of the way she looked and how she and her fartiness. You know, we wanted a nice lady, and she was very much a lady within the bulldog world.
A lot better than naming her Helga,
Yeah.
or something like that. This might be a noob question, but
once noob?
Noob, it's a gamer term for a new person or a new guy. But this might be a new guy question, basically. But once you're finished with these rough frames, do you add a new layer above it all and draw the clean lines, inks that way?
Yes. That's exactly right.
Here's no question. Have you watched Has Been Hotel or Hell of a Boss already?
Or what?
Hell of a Boss. It's the same. It's in the same universe as Has Been Hotels, made by the same.
No, I haven't. I haven't watched any of those. Okay. Whoa. How you doing there, bud?
That was interesting. See,
that was Achilles, my dog, my other dog.
Like my other dog. Reminds me of the scene from Christmas Vacation.
Oh yeah.
Like just here choking at about underneath the table. What's he got down there? Oh, he's just hacking on a bone. He got it.
He got it.
And once again, I'm all out of questions.
Okay. That's okay.
I'm out of questions. I need a reload.
I'll bring her mouth back up. I'm all out of love, so lost without you. Or I'm all out of questions.
Right. Waiting for so long. Man, Halloween is right around the corner.
I know, right?
You excited to give away all them chocolate?
Oh yeah. Go grab one of those boxes. Grab the one that's open.
Are they on the dining?
No, they're right there, right around the corner.
Holy moly. Got quite a bit of weight to them. There you go.
No, okay.
Oh,
So I've got 6 of these boxes right here. Go to full screen.
Yeah.
Got 6 of these boxes.
You're right.
Yeah. And every box is filled with these. That size candy bar. Every kid's going to get one of these that comes to my house this Halloween. Bingo.
That's a big
We're
sucker.
going to make it worth it.
It's going to be a monster mash.
Yes, it is.
It's going to be a graveyard smash.
The monster mash.
What are the key cities for animation in Europe?
I don't know.
I think Paris is one of them.
Yeah. Kilkenny, Ireland, because that's where Cartoon Saloon is. And they're major players, man.
I don't know why, but it sounds so much like
Kilkenny.
Kilkenny. It made me instantly start thinking South Park. So they're going to be having just the Hershey's for this year, or are they going to be having other varieties?
No, just giant Hershey bars.
Just giant Hershey's. Actually, someone was going to ask if you were going to do a Halloween style stream or creature next week.
Probably.
Or we can make next week request day, but a Halloween edition request day.
Is that our last stream before Halloween?
Yes, because Halloween is on Saturday. 31st is on a Saturday. Okay. So the very next day.
I guess it is, yeah. I guess you're right.
So. Yes. Yeah.
Let's see which way we have to go here.
Do you think master studies are worth the time it takes to do them, or
yes,
is there a more productive way to get the same value?
No, dude, no, it's not about that is being productive. You're learning. Master studies are very helpful. They're tedious, but you're learning.
Are you going to be wearing any costumes for Halloween?
Yeah, I'm going to dress as a middle-aged fat ex-animator.
So you're talking about Ronnie?
Oh, stop.
Oh, no, right. You're talking about me. Oh, wait, I don't animate. To hell with the kids. For that chocolate, I'm flying from Chile to Florida and knock at your door.
There you go. Come on in.
Come on in.
We'll have a drink waiting for you.
Best house in the block.
There, you can see that.
Dang,
Oh,
right.
then she gets back up. You can feel where it's going to go. It just keeps going back to, it pops back to the beginning. Boop. Hey, huh? If you guys, I might be able to just keep doing this. We'll go till the end of the stream, and then maybe we'll leave the stream on, Dustin. Oh, Nick will have to turn it off on his end, won't he?
Yeah.
No, we can turn the stream off on our end, right? Because Nick's going to be driving here. Nick says, I might not be here for that stream, FYI, as I will be filming with Chuck. Oh, that's right.
It's right.
We may not we may not be able to stream then. So.
Oh, for next week, Friday?
Yeah.
Oh. So we might not have a Halloween stream. Darn.
As long as we can get it to stream, then we'll be okay. Maybe we don't stream on all the platforms. Maybe that's what it is.
Maybe on a singular platform?
Yeah.
Have you ever used Clip Studio Paint's animation features?
No. I have not.
Have you ever animated the body of the character on one layer and its eyes and mouth on another layer to save time?
Well, I've done it if it's low budget and you got to do stuff like held cells and things like that. Yeah, sure.
Have you ever done it yourself?
Yeah, that's what I just said. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Like, what projects were you involved in when they did that, or when you did that?
Oh, I can't remember. I know I've done it because I remember coming up with the I just can't remember what projects they were. I've done quite a few projects. Just small commercial type stuff.
Any plans for the 2 months that are left for this year? Survive.
Survive, yeah.
That's my answer. Plan for the next two months is to keep surviving.
Twitch question: is there such a thing as a master's study for animating? I'm sure there is.
Is there a what?
Master study for animating.
Oh.
I'm sure there's somebody that does it. We don't do it right now.
What do you think will be the next course on your website? Apes?
Probably. Actually, now that you mention it.
How old were you when Walt Disney was born?
Never gets old.
Hey, what was it like working along with Walt Disney? Must have been fantastic.
So here I'm getting those feet pulled up. Stretching that foot out. There's that back foot back there. We redraw that just a little better. It's still going to be stretched, but I want it to stretch a little more accurately.
I'd be super interested in an insect course. Animating six plugs legs. How?
Yeah. You know, I've never done it. Maybe we could figure it out together. Never animated six legs on an insect. Never had the need. James Baxter did it really good with the beetle in the beginning of Rescuers Down Under.
Yeah, I remember that shot.
There she goes. How's her size? There's her size there. There she is there. It's about the same. She's just getting stretched out.
Will Alan ever do a course on how to use voice recognition technology
No.
in a lift? Maybe somewhere like
YouTube question: are you going to have a course on environments, animation, layouts, and background paintings? Yes, we are. We've got someone in mind for it. We just need to set it up.
What was your reaction when Isaac Newton discovered gravity? I was like, what?
Is that what they said?
No, I added that. What? Hello, Trailblazers.
Hello.
Hi. I noticed your brother is using Calipeg and that it is on an iPad. What are your thoughts on the whole portable studio?
I think it's awesome to be able to animate on the go. You kidding me? I love that.
I think you definitely need to pull in James Gurney for a dinosaur course.
Yeah. I agree.
Yeah, quite a lot of folks have been asking for dinosaur related stuff, like from artwork to lesson courses.
YouTube question: how do you hold a pose for several frames without making the whole action look too stiff? You have to have, it's all about getting the slow ins and slow outs, making sure you slow into it. The other thing we do are called trace backs, where you actually are just tracing back the same drawing, but the line weight, the line itself will vibrate enough that it doesn't feel like it's sticking. Well, that will stick right there. There goes the toe. See, now we're getting into some good shapes here.
Who would voice Miss Violet?
Oh, she's not gonna have a. I mean, she's pulled up full dog. Now, when she hears us, when we're with her, all we're gonna hear is like, wah wah wah, Violet, wah wah wah, Violet, wah wah wah. It's time to eat, wah wah wah, Violet. Actually, I'm gonna stretch that even more. Get that really stretched. Just for a quick frame. There we go. Oh, yeah. See, nice and dynamic. Poof. See that? Poof. Feel that push? Ooh. Ooh. Ooh.
Julius Satoni is a great paleo artist, and you could contact to do dinosaur course. He has done tons of accurate dinosaur work.
Oh, yeah. I think I've seen his work.
Julius Satoni.
There. So we finally got up to a spot now. We get through the weird scramble, and now she's getting into this where she can start to scramble on the ground.
Oh yeah, here's some of his work.
Yeah, it's insanely good.
Yeah.
My fundamentals of animation course is 75% off right now. So it's just $15. That's the other thing I want to remind you. If you guys are interested in learning how to do what I'm doing right now, then you can get it for just $15. It's an entire course. It's my introduction to animation, fundamentals of animation. So if you're interested in learning this, there we go.
Animates looks so easy, like even a child could do it.
Well, it's taken 31 years of practice to make it look like that. I appreciate it. All right, we're getting there. Do you have any advice for a beginning animator? Don't do it. Yeah, I mean, just get in there and, if you're just starting out, make sure you learn those fundamentals. That's the most important part, because that's everything I'm doing right now is all fundamentals. The stretch, the squash, the timing, the appeal, that's all part of your fundamentals training. Overlap. There's a huge amount of overlap here.
How did you get into it, and what made you start?
Well, I got into it because I needed a job. And so
Looking for a job.
I was looking for a job, baby.
Yeah, baby.
And I wanted to be an illustrator. And I wanted to work for National Geographic, but there wasn't a position open. They weren't hiring people like me at the time. So I interviewed with Disney. They came to our school and interviewed, and I interviewed and got an internship, and that's how I got in. I got an internship, and they taught me animation. And I learned my animation from Glenn Keane. He was my teacher, and coincidentally enough, Glenn's first directed feature is on Netflix today. Over the Moon. And I am over the moon that he's done it. He's one of the nicest, kindest people I've ever met. He was an amazing mentor to me. So I'll make sure. I think she's growing too much. Oh, maybe not.
Do you know if you can buy the student version of TV Paint if you're taking your courses? Are you an approved school?
No, there's no there's no kind of certificate or anything. You can get a deal. You definitely can get a deal from TV Paint. You can by going through our if you get one of our memberships, you'll get a huge it's like 1/3 off of TV Paint. There we go. Now I got to get the next one. Getting this leg stretched out.
Hey, Aaron.
What?
will you take in consideration the poses of the dog running cycle, or she'll
Yes,
just
that's what
move
I'm.
freely?
That's exactly what I'm doing. So what I'm trying to do right now is get into that cycle. I'm trying to get from this really weird scrambly mop where his legs are all over the place. I'm trying to get from that into here, into a scramble, into a regular run, but he'll be doing it in place
She.
because because she's sliding.
Aaron puts the fun in fundamentals of animation.
That's right, baby. I'm going to shrink her down just a little bit. Might have her head hit the ground one more time. Not sure. Did you ever work with Ellen Woodbury? Yes, I did. I've worked with Ellen Woodbury in both animation and in our wildlife career. I was also, I'm an animal painter, and I was part of the Society of Animal Artists for a while. And Ellen is an animal sculptor, and we've shown together in various shows. But for those of you that don't know Ellen Woodbury created Zazu in The Lion King. Do you have any tips to keeping everything proportioned? Just repetition. It's really just doing it a lot, and you'll start to get it.
If Nat Geo advertised for an illustrator now, would you go for it?
I don't know. I'm at a different place in my life now, so it'd be kind of hard. Where's the ground? Oh, there he goes. He's dreaming again. Dear.
I would love to go into animation, but I'm not sure if I am not too old already to try.
Never
I'm
too
sure I
old.
love it. Huh?
Never too old. Never give up. Never
Animation
surrender.
knows no age. Would you consider drawing up anatomy lesson for bulldogs, like the English, French, boxer, etc.?
Sure. Actually, what I'm going to try to do here before I fill out the rest of the head. So I want to get, I'm going to break her anatomy a little bit. We do this.
Oh, Nick does say that we can, that our site does, or yeah, if you're a member of your site,
Yeah,
that
you get a discount. That's what I was saying. If you get a membership, you get a 30% discount. Yep.
Yep.
I love it.
Yeah, it says Nick. To clarify that, if you're an annual member to our site, you qualify for the TV Paint student rate, plus you can get an extra discount.
Right, there you go. It's a pretty good deal, actually.
It's a pretty good deal. It's a big deal. Hi, Aaron.
Hi, how's you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. What do you dream of producing after Snow Bear?
I've got another project that we've got in the works that I don't want to talk about yet, but I think it'll do really well, and we're trying to figure out what to do with it.
How'd you come up to name your dog Achilles?
Well, that was his name that was given to him when my son-in-law got him, but it's Achilles heel.
Achilles heel.
Yeah. It's a little dog humor.
What did you do in Society of Animal Artists?
It's just a group of like-minded individuals that like to draw and paint wildlife, and so that's what we did: draw and paint wildlife. Did a lot of shows. I'm not part of the group anymore, although the group still exists. I don't have time to participate as much anymore.
Does Achilles run in his sleep?
Yes.
My dog did, and that was so funny. I remember seeing a video on YouTube of a dog running it in his sleep, and he wakes up. He doesn't know what's going on, so he kept running as he was getting up, and he ran right into the wall.
I've seen it. Was it a golden retriever?
I believe so. Yeah.
Yeah. There. So now you can see. Oh, and we're gonna get our little scramble. See how fast it goes? There we go. All right, we're 2 hours in, 2 hours and 24 drawings in. So basically I've done a couple of seconds, well, done 24 drawings worth.
I've just done my Photoshop, Illustrator, and Wacom. What should be my next step to work like you? Draw a lot, I guess.
I'm confused. To do what?
So I just got my. I think he meant to say I just got my Photoshop, Illustrator, and Wacom.
Oh.
What should I do next?
Start drawing.
Start drawing.
Yep. Just start drawing. Get some miles on that stylus.
Feel a little bad for you, Aaron, getting so many requests for stuff. You're only one man. How do you cope with it? Do you have a plan on when you might do things?
No. I just do it when I feel like it. That's the benefit of being an old guy like me. That's why I do what I do, because I can just do it when I feel like it.
I do whatever I want.
I get out of the rat race. I love this. I love my job here. And we got Nick and Dustin and Steve, and we all just figure it out as we go. We do keep a plan, don't get me wrong.
I mean, we do have some moments where we listen to the folks making requests.
Oh yeah.
But other times it's just like, what should we do today?
Yeah. Now I might end up doing too many drawings here. I feel like I better not. They're getting a little too close together. I think, no, this is going to be fine. This is going to work. And then he's going to scramble right up from here. She, I keep saying he.
I think you're so used to working out with male characters. Aaron, what do you do in the morning and how long do you sleep?
I sleep about 7 hours.
And what do you do in the morning? Like, what's your morning routine?
Usually we just get up and bring the girls to school, and then or Vedanta does, and then it's get up, grab some breakfast, and then get right in the studio. It's pretty straightforward. There we go. You feel that coming around now?
You guys sound like you're living the dream. I think we are. I think we're having some fun.
Yeah.
I gotta say, there's nothing better than working from home or
Yeah, but
working in the office. That for me is
I
literally
had
around the corner.
21 years of, you know, studio work, corporate.
Yeah, working from home or whenever we film, I come over here and I'm literally around the corner.
Yeah.
From here, and so I get in my car and I'm over here in like 15 seconds.
Yeah, exactly. So there, now you can start to feel that scramble. I just got to continue that scramble until she works her way out. And I really can't do it. I can't go any faster. I mean, she's just got to keep scrambling until she works her way out. You can see, can you see it?
Yeah.
Feel that head hitting the floor? Yeah, just watch your head.
I remember doing that.
See, this is what it's fun. It's fun to do this. You know? That's animation, baby. That's what it's all about. Oh, I'm getting sweaty. It's hot in here. Man, it's hot in here.
It's getting hot in here. Do you have any plans to visit the UK at some point again?
I was talking to Ronnie Williford about this morning. We're at the dog park. You know, the last time it was Ronnie, well, you were there too, but we we were in Manchester, England, doing a painting class there at the castle. And it was just one of the greatest experiences. And I feel like we found a second home in England.
Yeah, that place was great.
Isn't it great? I'm homesick for England. I know it's not my home, but it feels very much like my home. And I just and I miss my friends there. And so, yes, we are definitely going to do it again. And we'll make it as soon. It's all COVID related. As soon as we can get over that garbage.
How long did you sleep when you were younger, though? Just starting out.
When I started at Disney, I wanted to still be a painter along with my animation. So I would go to work and hold on, trying to get this in here. I would go to work and then I'd come home at 6 o'clock, and Dustin and Austin, Dustin was just born. He was just a baby. And she was just a toddler. So I make sure I made time for them, and we'd play and have dinner, and I'd read them a story and put them to bed. And then I'd get on my easel and I'm trying to figure this out and talk at the same time. Sorry. I'd get on my easel and I'd start painting, and I would paint until about midnight, maybe 2 o'clock in the morning, and then I'd get up and be into work by 8:30 or 9 the next morning for Disney. And I did that for years, and I had a nice little painting career going. But when I started directing, I kind of let it all go. Trying to feel this foot coming underneath. Yeah, it's just going to get kind of gobbled up right there. It looks weird in that drawing, but it'll be right in the next one.
So I think you entirely answered a question. Like when you were younger, how
Well,
long
that's what
would
I
you
was saying.
support
I
your-
would just get a few hours in when I was in my 20s.
Gotcha. Hi, Aaron.
Hey, how's it going?
How's it going? While animating your cute bulldog, are you using rules of appeal and squash and stretch as well?
Absolutely. You can see all that look at all that squash and stretch in there. Let me turn this off.
I mean, it's
There's
an
so
English
much
bulldog.
squash. There's squash, stretch, squash.
Like, I mean, how can you not see it?
Yeah, boom. Ah, boom. Lots of squash and stretch. Yes. So the answer is yes, absolutely. And it's a lot of fun when you really get a handle on squash and stretch. It's so much fun to do.
I hope you can visit UK again. I was in the hospital last time you visited here, so I missed out. It sucked so much.
Well, we're definitely. It's not a matter of if. We're definitely going back.
It's definitely a matter of when.
Yeah, I have friends that live in Knutsford, just outside of Manchester.
Knutsford.
Yes, and I, in the little village that they're in, there's a few homes that are have seasonal rentals, and I want to get in there and rent for about a month. I want to come into Manchester or to Knutsford and stay for a month and paint.
Did you visit Chester Zoo, by the way, when you were in the UK?
We sure did. I love Chester Zoo. I love the bat house at the Chester Zoo.
I don't think
You didn't go.
I didn't go.
No,
we didn't go during the.
No, we didn't go during
the
workshop.
No, we went to Tatton Park.
Yes.
Tatton Park and the Falconry.
Yep.
In Manchester.
In Chester, and the falconry place is gone now because of COVID.
I really liked that place.
Yeah.
Maybe a trip to southern England, perhaps?
Oh yeah, at some point, I'm sure.
I am Greek and I live in the UK. I found my home here. It's really very homely, and I like this autumnal vibe.
Autumnal.
Autumnal.
Yeah.
Bleh.
That's all right. No,
It's so nice. Please come again. When you can, of course.
Yes, we will for sure.
Autumnal.
Yep, autumnal.
I think I'm just used to autumn.
Yeah, that's all right.
I saw the word autumn in there, so I thought autumnal.
Yeah, it's just putting the right emphasis on the right syllable.
Yeah.
How did it feel when you cut your ponytail? Well, I've done it several times over the last 25 years. It feels good. And then I'm in the process. I figured I'd keep it. When I first did it, I figured I was going to keep it short forever. I guess got tired of long hair, but now I feel like maybe I'll grow it back.
I remember cutting my ponytail 2 years ago. Then before that, I had long hair about 5 years ago before that.
Yeah.
And every time I get my ponytail cut, it feels so weird.
It feels so good.
Did you eat nice fish and chips in the UK?
I did.
Yeah, as great as staying in the castle was, visiting Liverpool.
Yeah, that was pretty darn cool to see all the Beatles homes.
The Beatles spots and the Cavern Lounge.
Looks like she's pooping. She's assuming the posture.
She's pooping.
Good job pooping. Is she growing? She feels like she's growing again, but no, I guess it's all right. Ah, that one's a little big, I think. Let's shrink it down just a touch. Always, everyone asks me, how do you make sure your volumes are consistent? Well, it's just like this. I just keep making sure that I'm not drawing them too big. Whoop. you can really start to feel how she's gonna scramble out.
Yeah. I think this live stream you have a lot of UK fans.
Yeah. Well, I love the UK, and that's okay. To love the UK.
UK? I'm K.
So now we're basically just getting into. I've got her. It took about 17 drawings, but we got through this. Let me turn this off. We got through this weird scramble, boof, scramble, boof, and now she's going to get right into the run. See that? See how she's into the pose? It took that long to get to that. That's the pose I've been trying to get to right there. Watch. Oof. Oof. And now she's up. I actually could probably drag that jaw a little bit more.
Love from Pakistan.
Hey! Thank you for watching. We have a lot of great followers from Pakistan.
It's great just hearing from people from around the world.
I know. That's a little big.
What is the story that you're playing in your head when you're drawing this?
Oh, I feel like she's either she sees some other dogs, or it's food. With Violet, it was always food.
Food. Yep.
Feel that?
Every time I remember every time I would grab her bag of dry kibbled food, she would hear. I could tell she could hear the bag because all of a sudden you just hear those nails scratching up against the wood as she's making her run.
See.
How about the tail? What tail?
She doesn't have a tail.
She did, but it was just so short and stubby that you could hardly see
it's a little curly Q. Would you travel to Norway? I would travel to Norway in a heartbeat. Yes.
Hi, from Bristol, UK, the home of Aardman Animations.
Oh, Aardman.
Did I pronounce that right? Aardman?
Yeah. We need some cheese.
We need more cheese. Are they the studio that does Wallace and Gromit?
Yeah.
Ah. Hello, Gromit. Traditional animated movies should be played in slow-mo so we can appreciate all the nice drawings. How many FPS do you do?
24.
24.
We're working on 24. The trot that I showed you earlier, that was in 30 because I felt that at 24 frames, I wasn't able to get enough drawings in there, so I increased it to 30 frames. Then I was able to get all the drawings in there. Let me show you. If I jump over to this one, that's at 30 frames per second, and you'll see if I go back to 24 frames, you can see it feels too slow. That's because I wanted to get extra drawings in there. So I just increased that frame rate, added extra drawings, and I got smoother action. I think we have a Scandinavian tour in our future. Yes. We have a friend that is working in Finland. I've got friends in Denmark, which is close by. And I definitely want to get to Norway and Sweden. Oh, yes. So here's where I can get nice and dynamic with our animation. You'll see she'll start to pull her feet back. Everything's sliding back. She's got lots of momentum.
I love you guys. You're so funny. Question. Can you guess or imagine her voice if she had one? Would she be a cute character and excited?
Yeah. There we go. Actually, I got to get that belly way down here.
Ah, love from Bangladesh.
Right on.
Did Violet
it's almost
have...
to Thailand.
Huh?
Is it almost to Thailand?
Did...
I was going to say I've been to Thailand.
Did Violet have meat sticks or flesh paddles?
Oh, she had... well, I don't know if bulldogs come from... are bred from water dogs, but she had web feet and she loved the water. She sank. she sank like a brick. but she loved the water. I couldn't keep her out of it, and she would just sink. I had to pull her out.
Or one time she tried to swim out to me while I was sitting in the water.
Yeah, and she just went.
And she started panicking, and she tried getting on my back, and she clawed the hell out of my back. But I knew it wasn't her fault. She just panicked.
Oh no.
But we would end up using life vests and would put them on her like. Did we actually have a dog life vest for her?
We had a life vest that we just put on her, a kid's life vest.
Yeah, she would just float around with the life vest.
Yeah. Oh, this is fun. I'm really enjoying animating this. I'm so glad we did this today. Oh my God, I love that dog.
Hi guys.
Hey, how's it going, E?
How's it going, E? I got a light board and I plan to try out some animation tests on papers. Will that be good to use with the light board?
Yeah, I don't use a light board. I mean, I'm definitely using my onion skinning here, but when I'm animating on paper, I try very hard. Go ahead and use the light board. It's okay if you're starting out, but I try. We are always very disciplined about not using our light table. Try to see, rather than trying to use that light table to get the lines, you want to try to see the animation. So we would flip and try to avoid as much as we could the there we go, turning the light table on.
Ah, Erica Bay's here.
Hey, Erica.
She says, I'm loving this. What do you like more, dogs or cats, and why?
Well, as pets, I mean, I love them both. We've got both. We've got one cat that's just a typical cat. We got another one that's more like a dog. The younger one's more like a dog. His name's Freddie, and I dig him. I love dogs' personalities, but I love how aloof cats are too. There's just something about, hey man, you're not getting me down.
Like, oh, there's a burglar in here. Take whatever you want. I don't care.
Hey Sully.
Which way the audience, Pally?
Pally, that's what it was.
That was Sammy Davis Jr. impersonating Dean Martin.
Yeah. There, so you can start to feel, starting to get those arms reared back. We finally start to feel it. Feel it, feel it.
Feel it.
How do you feel about the modern tween 2D animation where the computer does the in-betweens? I don't like it. It looks funky to me.
Warpy.
It looks warpy. See, with this, I'm going straight ahead, and you can see a computer can't figure this out. This is all just instinct, you figure this out. It literally is through feel. It's all about
When you were in Denmark, did you teach or did you go for other purposes?
No, I did a commencement speech the first time I went at the animation workshop, and then the second time I went, I gave a lecture at the animation workshop. Oop. Pull those jowls back a little bit. There we go.
Do you ever call Freddy Puppy Cat?
Puppy cat. That's funny.
Puppy Cat.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. What's new, puppy cat?
Whoa, whoa, whoa. It's not unusual to be loved by anyone.
Nice.
It's getting there.
I know. Sorry, this is animation. It just takes a while. Get that overlap in those ears. Is it raining? Oh, maybe that's just the sound of the fan.
It was raining earlier.
Oh, it was?
Yeah. Yeah, there are some patches of rain that's been coming through. Right now, though, I do not know.
I don't like that. I'm going to bring the arm
get a little bit better silhouette on it. Let's do that. Yeah, that's better.
And it looks like some rain passed through, but not at the current moment. Yeah, see? A lot of it's currently south right now.
We're about to get another stretch here.
Another stretch?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Got to get that action of her. There's the other foot coming around there. You don't want both feet coming exactly the same time. How popular was coffee at Disney, and do you drink coffee currently? Yes, I drink coffee currently, and coffee was very popular at Disney. We all had coffee makers.
Oh yeah.
In our offices. Plus, you know, Disney provided coffee, but we all got into the real gourmet stuff, man.
I remember when I worked in different studios, Sarah D, and as a Christmas bonus, they gave us all free coupons for a free Keurig machine.
Yeah, wow, thanks, man.
Wow, Keurig machine. Thanks.
Thanks, Pally.
Thanks, Pally. I'll never run out of coffee.
There. Each time I do a new drawing, I've got to get a little. Oh. There we go.
How's your diet going?
Well, let me tell you.
You see, it goes a little something like this.
I've stalled a little bit. I am not gaining weight, but I've stalled out. It's going okay. Put it that way. I've slipped a little, but I'm not giving up.
Down. When you animate, do you think the animator's confidence plays an important role in the process?
Yes. Absolutely. Does being an animator pay well? Well, it depends on the studio you're at. It depends on the country you're working in. So, yes and no, actually. You know, in some places it's not a really great paying job. But, you know, if you're able to get into Pixar or Disney or, you know, studios like that, then yeah, it tends to be a pretty good paying job. You know, back in the 90s, we were taken care of very well. But it's different now, and I've been out of the game for a long time, so I'm not sure what the pay is anymore.
Do you like tea?
I love tea.
Did you drink tea in England? If yes,
I drink a lot of tea in England.
Did you try anything special or extraordinary in terms of flavors? Here in the UK, people are mad about it.
I mean, I like your typical English breakfast and Earl Grey and stuff like that. Nothing really exotic. I haven't, you know, I'm open to it.
How's Marshall doing?
Marshall's great. He's just hunkered down up in Vermont. So she's really gotten big here. Look how big she got. See,
Very.
that's typical of what happens when I draw. Aaron, I went to school with you at Ringling. I remember you could draw like this even back then. Great to see you on YouTube. Oh, I don't know about that, but thanks for saying that. Who are you? I'd like to know who it is.
Who dares disturb my slumber? Once again, I'm all out of questions.
All out of questions.
I gotta say, that there is one cute English bulldog. Did you see the trailer of the new Disney movie? What did you think?
The new Disney. Oh, the
Raya, I think it's Raya. Yeah.
I love it. Love it.
Love it.
We might get a little bit of strobing if I draw that foot in the same spot. So I'm just going to put it right back here. There we go. So it looks like a bull.
A bull. A dog that's a bull.
We've almost got her out of there. Oh,
So close.
Oh, yep. Just a matter of. It's a scramble. Scrambles take a lot of drawings. What are we? How many are we in now? Are we almost 2 hours in or 3 hours in? 4. We're almost 3 hours in. We might have to cut this short, and I'm going to have to show you guys the finish later. Because Nick has got to hit the road.
Hit the road, Jay. Did you come in here?
Yeah.
Ah. Are you guys filming something this weekend?
Tony. Yep, Tony.
Ah.
Tony
right.
Cipriano.
Right. I almost forgot. Right. That sounds splendid.
I got to move that head forward a little bit.
Are you going to develop perhaps this idea and character into a future movie?
I don't know about a movie, but we're definitely doing stuff for YouTube content.
Yeah, it's going to be similar to that of like the little Lucas the Spider mini series where they're like what, two, like not even like a minute long.
Yeah, just little vignettes of just having some fun business with Violet.
Question for Dustin: how was it having a dad during childhood who was working at Disney? Were your friends jealous of you? Did you feel special in a positive way? Um, my friends didn't really know a whole lot uh, about my dad. I mean, I would mention about it, but and sure they'll be like, "Oh, that's cool," but they wouldn't be like asking me questions left and right about anything. They'll just be like, "Oh, that's cool. So when do you want to go get pizza?" That sort of deal. But I absolutely had a blast. I loved going to the animation studios and all that. But whenever somebody would ask, like,
He was ashamed.
Like, what was it like? What was it like to have Aaron Blaise as your father? Like, well, he's my dad. Like,
He was mean.
like he grounds me like everybody else. we go out and we go on the boat. We do father and son stuff. You know, we have our fun times. And yes, sure, once in a while we would butt heads, but you know that's a father and son thing. But in the end, we're practically best buds.
Yeah, we are best buds.
Yeah, among my friends, I always refuse to be that one guy in the group that just brags and showboats. Like, yeah, I'm just gonna keep my mouth shut.
All right, so here we go. She's coming down. Finally, we got that scramble working. That fat belly.
Got a few new questions from Nick up there.
Oh, Rob Fiore. I remember you, Rob Fiore. Very well.
Rob Fury.
Yeah. Rob Fiore, you were graphic design, weren't you? Weren't you in graphic design? I thought you were. Maybe it was illustration. I can't remember. Oh, no, was it illustration? What's the most obscure animation lingo you know? I don't know. That's a good question. That's a really good question. I'm trying to think of something that you wouldn't know, but I don't have it in my head.
What was the most like out there lingo that you know that?
Well, that's what I'm saying. I'm trying to think of it. Sorry, I'm looking at the animation too. Trying to get the animation to work. I don't know. I don't know. I'm brain farting because I can't break out of the violet stuff.
Which was your favorite animated character from your dad's work? What my personal favorite shot that Dad did was in Mulan, the head ancestor, and how he reveals himself into the shot, and he waves his hand at the king, and he reveals his cane just by the wave of a hand.
Oh yeah,
like that fluid motion of like him coming out, revealing the cane, and that same fluid motions also grab the cane.
Uh-huh.
I always thought that it was such a cool style and such a cool look of that character.
Well, thank you, because that was one of the hardest scenes I've ever animated.
Really?
Yeah, because I could
I always
not.
thought the Roger Rabbit shot was.
Well, that was, but this one was just. It was one of the hardest ones because I couldn't. They just said make him come to life magically.
That's it.
Yeah, that was that, and I really had no idea what I was going to do, and so I just kept. I kept doing version after version after version, and I just couldn't get it to look good enough. I finally just said, "All right, heck with it," and I just went straight ahead. and that version came out.
That's one of my favorites.
Thanks.
Between the beginning sketches of the animation and the final finish of the animation, how much is subject to change? Are there any added elements that require extra frames to make work?
No, not really. Not really. Oops, what did I just do? There we go.
Now, how much is the animation itself subject to change from the beginning sketches of the animation to the finalization?
I mean, it could change at any time, but it's, you know, as I'm going here, I try to get, even in the rough stage like I'm doing now, kind of the scribble pass, I try to make it as clear as I can because I have it, I want to make sure that I've got that anatomy in there. So I want to feel it, feel it.
Plus, you don't want to make it too difficult for any.
Yeah, I mean, if I come back and through and have to clean it up or tie it down, I want to make sure that it's clear to me what I'm doing. There's that other foot coming in.
Is the current Star Wars character meet and greet the old animation building in Hollywood studios?
I don't know. I haven't been back.
Roger Rabbit shot. Which one? I was talking about the from Trial Mix Up, or is it Trail Mix?
Trail Mix Up.
I always mix those two words.
It's okay. It's okay.
But
don't get upset.
It was the beginning shot where Roger Rabbit gets yanked up from the rope, and he's tied up in a pendulum swing while spinning around and acting at the same time.
Yeah, it was really difficult. All right, she's slowly making her way out. There's something I can see here that's feeling weird. It's not feeling broad enough. My initial instinct to bring that foot up was right. It's not, this one isn't feeling dynamic enough.
Following up the Roger Rabbit. Wow, I didn't know this. So cool. So, you worked with Richard Williams?
No.
Oh, you didn't?
No. No, we did that. That was, Richard Williams did the original Roger Rabbit. We did the
shorts.
The shorts. So that foot's coming right out towards us.
Have you met him though?
No, I never got to meet Richard Williams, and that's something that I've always regretted. I worked with his son, Alex Williams, but I never got to meet his dad. There we go. Get a better arc. Let me see if that plays more dynamic. Yeah, you can start to feel that. You feel a little bit bigger arc in there. My dream is to be an artist for Disney. Any tips? Do a lot of drawing. Study anatomy, human anatomy. Study animal anatomy. Look at, depending on what kind of artist you want to be. If it's animation, then you got to study acting. You got to study cinema, story, all of that. And it's mixing all those disciplines together. Physics, all of that.
Almost there.
Almost there. I don't know if I'm going to draw her off that much. Yeah. Notice how the head's getting, or the circle I'm drawing is getting smaller and smaller. There we go. Sorry, I'm so quiet. I'm focusing on getting this right. How are we doing on questions? Any? We've lost everybody, huh?
Huh?
We've lost everyone, huh?
Not everyone.
I lost my audience.
Have you ever thought about doing a kid's book?
Yes. Next question. Yes, actually, very much. That's probably one of the things another thing that we'll be doing down the road.
They would love a kid's book of Miss Violet and her adventures.
Yeah. Well, I want to do one of Snow Bear as well. Twitch question: do you think it's possible for artists to have their focus split in too many directions? For example, wanting to animate, paint, and work in clay, or do you think they all contribute to one another? I think they all contribute, and I think it's very healthy to dabble in all of them. Absolutely, for sure.
Now everyone's saying, "No, we're still here. We're still here." Then ask me questions. What made you want to draw Violet today? Violet is an old pet, right?
Yeah, but she's also a character that I'm creating. So I wanted to get some animation time in with her.
Here.
Whoops. There we go.
Do you think you'll at least do a course on art for children's books?
Yes. It might not be me teaching it, but yes. Because I actually have someone perfect in mind for it.
What was his name? The one that made the book that you're cameoing.
I'm not going to say who, because we have to get him signed first.
But you know who I'm talking about, right?
What?
The one that wrote the book story that you
No.
in which you're cameo in the book.
No, that's he wouldn't have time to do that anyway.
Oh.
But no, this is somebody else.
In the concept art, Violet has a tail, but in the animation, she does
Well,
not.
she's got a tiny. Let me do this.
Are you planning to add it later?
Look, I'm making her tail.
Yeah, that's literally how short her tail was.
Yeah, it's just a little squiggle.
Any larger will end up looking like a rabbit tail.
Any tips about being a writer or director for Disney? Well, you got a lot of if you go in as a writer, you've got to have a few scripts under your belt, scripts that have been picked up. And as a director, most directors at Disney come from story backgrounds. I got lucky and came from an animation background. And a few animators do, but a few directors do, but most of the directors come from an animation or a story background, and so you got to have that under your belt. So, that being said, it's hard to just go in as a writer, having never written before, or a director having never directed. It just doesn't really happen that way.
What movie or TV show would you say has the most unique, doesn't have to be necessarily good, animation?
Oh, I don't know. I don't keep up with television shows and animation. I don't like most of the animated television content that's out. I definitely don't like the so-called, mature stuff. I just think it's lowbrow. It's not that I'm against doing mature content. I just think it's shock value is what it is. It's not smart writing. I think there's very little smart writing in adult content with animation. I thought Family Guy was pretty smart and fun. And I think that, what was it? What's the one where they're going into different dimensions all the time?
Oh, Rick and Morty.
Rick and Morty. I think Rick and Morty's pretty funny. So here I'm going to get them way stretched.
When creating a character, does the personality have any influence in the character design? If so,
absolutely.
How?
Personality, always. You always got to, because the design is got to reflect the personality. You can't have one without the other. So absolutely, it always reflects it. And it's how is that's a really broad question, but it's in any number of ways, in the shapes and the expressions. Really getting her to overlap here. Now it really looks like she's pooping.
Are we at the one more thing portion or not yet?
Oh no, I've got like 20 more things to get her out of here, but we'll probably have to pack up here. Actually, why don't we just go ahead and do that, and then next year, next week.
I guess it's our last stream for the year. We'll see you guys next year, guys.
Next week, I can show you the finished product.
How are the scholarships doing?
Great. We've given away our first two. We got another one coming up.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I had no idea.
All right. How was it for you to jump from drawing on paper to drawing on PC? And how did you learn TV Paint that fast? What's one of the things I love about TV Paint is that it's super intuitive to an animator that's used to animating on paper. I just love it. So that part of it wasn't that bad. I actually like animating on in TV Paint and animating digitally like this better than on paper because I can see everything instantly. I can see where I need to add drawings. But that's, you know, that's it. So, but this is as far as we've got. We got 35 drawings. So you can see it's just a few more drawings to probably about another 20 drawings or so to get Violet off the page. But I'll get it all animated and get her out, and we'll have it all in between as well. So I'll add I'll add an anticipation in there too right before she takes off. She needs to go up before she goes down. And actually, the going down is the anticipation for her going up. But I think she needs an anticipation for the anticipation.
Yeah. The anticipation for the anticipation that's being anticipated to anticipate that.
But you can see, just in review real quick, I want to go back here. As long as you kind of know where you're going, I want you to see that, look at these drawings. Look how messed up they are. And they're just all over the place. But the idea was to get to this place here. Now we can feel her starting to run. You know, it's always working towards, you can work straight ahead like we did today, but know where you're going with it. Know where you want it to go. Let me turn that off again so we can see it a little better. So much fun to see that smack into the ground and then smack. You know? And there she takes off. And even there she's sliding still. But there you go. So I hope you guys learned something today. Like I said, I'm going to finish this up. And I'm over here, right? Hi.
Yep.
I'm going to finish this up. And I'll show it to you guys next week when we get together. Hopefully we will be together because we're shooting another course with our good friend Chuck Williams. We're doing another story course with him. And Nick will be busy shooting that. I'll probably have time to break away from that and we'll go over some of this animation. So I hope you guys had a good time. I don't think I have anything more on here. No, I think we're good. Nick, I'll call you in a little bit. Everybody else, have a great week. I really had a great time playing this for you guys. Let's play it again. I want to play it again. Play it again, Sam. Let's play it again. Even though she's not getting all the way out, you can see the fun character that she's going to be. And I'm just really looking forward to doing a lot of animation with her. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed it. Go out, have a great week. Put some beauty back into the world. That's what you do as an artist. Be nice to somebody. Translate all the bad and make it good. You know, be the agent of positivity in the world. All right. I will talk to you next week and have a great week. Bye.
Hey guys, thank you so much for watching. Glad you guys enjoyed this stream. And if any newcomers are interested in any wildlife photography, you can check out my Instagram over at Dustin_Blaise, and I post new photos out over there, or at least I'm going to again in the near future. And also on Creature Art Teacher, you can find my photo reference bundle alongside Dad's Big Cats reference bundles. So go over there, check all those out. Hope you guys like those, and see you guys next week, hopefully. And so until then, cowboy bebop.